Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Stella in Singapore. So I'm Stella and currently studying biomedical science in Republic Polytechnic. So my channel is sharing about my journey, my lifestyle, as well as some of my knowledge related to the Polytechnic. And yes, if you are new to my channel, remember to like and subscribe my channel. For today's video is most of you guys ask me about tuition grant and tuition loan. So I will create a video about this. So first of all, I will just explain briefly about the tuition grant and tuition loan in case some of you don't understand what it is and don't know how to differentiate between them. So for the tuition grant, right, it is just subsidized by the government. Actually, the actual tuition fees for the Polytechnic itself, without subsidized by the government, should be around $22,000 per year. So it would be $11,000 per semester. And yes, the tuition grant is applicable for all Singaporeans, PR, permanent residents, and international students. For PR, permanent residents, and the international student, they can choose either apply the tuition grant or do not apply the tuition grant. And I hope you guys remember that when you apply the Polytechnic, they will ask whether you want to apply it or not. So it is up to you guys. And yes, if you apply for the tuition grant, the tuition fee for the PR should be around $6,000, and for the international student, it will be around $12,000. So for whoever take the tuition grants, the tuition after your graduation, you have to work 3 years in Singapore. And if you fail to do so, you have to pay the full tuition fees. That is $22,000 per year that I have mentioned earlier. And for the Singaporean, the tuition grants is already automatically given to them. So they don't have to work in Singapore. So for whoever PR or the international student migrate after graduation from Polytechnic, then it would be better you don't apply for the tuition grant since you have to work another 3 years in Singapore after graduation. And if you change any citizenship during your studies, then you have to inform your respective school. For example, if you change from international student to the permanent resident or permanent resident to Singaporean, you have to inform your respective school, and tuition fees will be very much lower. For international student change to the PR, the tuition fees will be 12,000 to 6,000 after subsidized, of course. And for PR to the Singaporean, it will be 6,000 to the 3,000. So it will be reduced to half. So if you change your citizenship, remember to email your respective school to inform them. And for some of you guys that you want to drop out of Polytechnic during your studies or before the start of your studies. So as I show in the screen, just before more than 2 weeks, the tuition fees will be referring to you guys. And if it is more than 2 weeks, it will be around 5% of the tuition fees. And if you have attended the Polytechnic for the first week, and then the tuition fees 25% should be given to the school itself. And if you have attended more than 1 week and you want to drop out, then you have to give them the full tuition fees. And yes, there is no government subsidized for it, and you have to give them full tuition fees if you drop out halfway. So for now, here is the question that most of you guys ask me, that is how to apply the tuition grant. So for that, you don't have to worry that much because if I can remember correctly, in the middle of the first semester or first 2 weeks of the first semester, they sent out the email to our school email that if you want to apply the tuition grant, and then they also give the instruction of how to do it online. So for that, you need the two guarantors. It can be any nationalities. So it can be your own parents from your home country as well. So for that, you don't have to worry. They will send out the email and you can apply only after the school open, and wait for their email and follow step by step, and it will be fine. Then moving on to the tuition loan. And for the tuition loan, and for that, you have to be in person in Singapore, and your guarantor should be the Singaporean or the permanent resident PR. So for that, I will just share my experience. And for that, I applied just 3 days before the police starts. And I went to the bank and I chose the DBS bank. So for that, you can choose whatever bank you want. And for me, I chose the DBS bank. So I will show the application form that you have to print it on your own and fill the form before you go to the bank. So for the tuition fee loan, you have to type DBS tuition fee loan application form before you go to the bank itself to get your tuition fee loan application form. So you will get to find different polytechnic and different university tuition fee loan application form. So here you can see that there are Singapore Polytechnic, National University of Singapore, Republic Polytechnic, and Temasek Polytechnic tuition fee loan application form. So you have to find your own respective school tuition fee loan form. So for me, I will just go in Republic Polytechnic to show you guys. And just scroll down and you will see DBS tuition fee loan form. And just click it to download the PDF. And remember to print it before you go to the bank itself. And there are 8 pages, and in the first pages they will give us the instructions of how it is. So they will the tuition fee loan is up to 75% and of the MOE subsidized tuition fee payable, and the guarantor should be between 21 and 60 years old. And they will tell us how to fill our form, and you have to bring your passport and anything NRIC in detail, so you have to read it. And you can apply in semester 1 or semester 2. So for example, in semester 1 you don't want the tuition fee loan, in semester 2 you want the tuition fee loan, and that is fine, and you can apply it during this application period, that is February to May and August to November. And following it, you have to fill the detail of yourself, the borrower, and your guarantors, the PR or the Singaporean detail application form. And remember that after filling the form, you don't need to sign any of them, because you have to sign only in front of the bank staff to prove that you are the person who are borrowing the money and you are the person who guaranteed this student will pay back this money. And for the on behalf of Republic Polytechnic, you don't have to worry about that. For me, the DBS bank sent it to my respective school, and they asked the Polytechnic to sign for us. So you don't have to worry about that. And that is the tuition fee application form. For the application form, I will put in my description box as well, so you can find it easily. And I will recommend you guys to go earlier because it's quite a long queue. If I can remember correctly again, I had to queue around 1 hour, and the actual process just take about around 30 or 40 minutes only, and it's quite easy. For those who are going to take the tuition loan, it is up to 75%. And so for that, for international student point of view, the tuition, if you take the tuition the tuition loan, the tuition fees will be around $3,000 per year. So if you work part-time job, and I hope that you can pay off your tuition fees on your own. And yes, for the living expenses, you have to rely on your own parents because the living expense is very high, as I mentioned in my previous 2 videos that you can refer to them again. Here is an important note that when you are going to apply for the tuition loan, the bank need the proof of where you are living. So for that, for those who are coming to Singapore for the first time and they rent the house, and they need the HDB registration to prove that where they are living when they are going to apply for the tuition loan. So if you are going to get the tuition loan, and remember to ask your house owner to apply the home registration, HDB registration for you guys, so it will be easier for you to apply for the tuition loan. Here is the things to take note when you're going to apply for tuition fee loan, and it is 0% interest. I'm not sure after graduation, so you have to check it out. And the loan is by gyro, so it will give to the school man by the bank itself. So let's go to the Polytechnic to see more about that. And those are that I have mentioned earlier, the eligibility, the grandeur. So here, if the student is Singaporean, the guarantor should be Singaporean, and peer international student, the guarantor should be Singaporean or peer. So here are the things that you have to bring when you apply for the tuition fees loan. That is the application form that I have shown earlier, the 8 pages, and the letter of offer from your Polytechnic, and letter of acceptance, that is your student cap, or the you have accepted their enrollment letter, or NRIC or passport. And the other thing that you have to take note is that the proof of residential address, so that you need the HDB registration. And if you are living in the hostel, then you need the proof from your school itself. Here are some other documents. For the tuition loan, specifically for the Polytechnic students, they have to pay back within 10 years after their graduation, and they can pay back a minimum of $100 per month installment. You're taking the tuition loan and you leave the Singapore immediately after your graduation without working 3 years, then your guarantor, permanent resident, or the Singaporean has to pay back the tuition fees without subsidized by the government. So it will be around 22,000. So 3 years will be the 60K plus. So it's very important for you to work in Singapore after your graduation. And that is for tuition grant and tuition loan. And I hope you guys get better understanding of what it is and how to apply them. And yes, if you have any questions, can comment down in this channel or message me to the Stella in Singapore page, Facebook page, and I will try to reply you guys or create a video for more and more people know about it. And remember to like and subscribe my channel as well. And see you guys in next video. Bye bye.